And welcome back, and we're about to jump on into our second conversation for the morning now. Everybody was actually waiting for this one. Reason being is because of these good guys that we've got in here. Belize Soca and Culture Festival. My gosh, it's like an explosion in the mind. Woo! September 20, Marion Jones Sporting Complex. You got your ticket already?
I got front stage access.
I got to brag about it.
Yeah,
I'm actually working, so that's why. That's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, who we've got on the set. Actually, we've got that's actually DJ Dalla. He's one of the promoters. Mr. Flava, one of the promoters. We've got. Well, my daughter sees she trip out. Kes The Band is in with us as well. Rupee. To all the ladies in the man, I'm so excited, guys.
This morning,
we're getting the mood started for what's going to happen. Yeah.
It's a wonderful morning, guys. Welcome. It's so nice to have you in. And of course, good morning. A Belizean good morning, actually.
Good morning.
Thank you.
You know, the first thing I want to ask is, how do you guys feel to be waking up such a lovely morning in Belize?
You know, it's great to just be waking up, you know, to life, just doing what we love. Yeah. And in beautiful Belize, you know, Independence Week is a, you know, celebration. It's a lot of things in the air, so it's nice. It's good to be here. It's been a good few days thus far. Right?
Blessing, definitely a blessing. As Kes said, man, for life itself, just to wake up. For me specifically, first time in Belize. No, Kes could have been here before. I've been scheduled to come on quite a few occasions, but none of them ever materialized. So fortunately, you know, this one came into fruition, and I'm here, man. I'm here. Blessed to be here.
So what are your first thoughts of Belize?
Feels like home. Feels like home. I mean, I've been very blessed and fortunate to travel extensively across the world, you know, all throughout the Caribbean specifically. I know we're in South America, but it feels like I'm at home in the Caribbean, man. Yeah. You know, it definitely has like a Guyana feel. Yeah. And Guyana for me is like a second home, man. So excellent. I feel like I'm at home, real talk.
Well, let me throw this out to you. That's it, you know. That's it. Look for Scabby. Look for Marshall Montano. Look for Black China. These guys nowadays.
Third time? Yeah, third time. Yeah.
That's it. That's so next time we see you, we're probably going to be right there on Albert Street looking for a pants or a shirt. But guys, that's just our way to say that we so appreciate the music that you guys bring along to us, and we so appreciate the fact that you guys could actually get these kinds of things together so Belizeans can enjoy what we've got together as Caribbean people.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Dalla, Mr. Flava, tell us about this big event, man.
Well, it's tonight. You know, we strive on giving our Belizean people a good show every September 20th. And you know, we started with Marshall, we do Bon J, we Marshall again, we do the whole Byron League front line again, and then this time we come back, we say, you know, we have to do Kes. Rupee, I've never been here before. Marshall is hot this year, and Patrice is like the queen. So I have to commend the artists, because a lot of time people don't know behind the scenes all the things that go down. And then in terms of this crew, if we say, look, we're going to jump in the water, this crew, yes. We're going to jump in fire, yes. This crew is down for whatever. Sometimes with other artists, we're going to bring 4, 5, 6 artists, so they're tugging here, tugging there, tugging. Yeah. So, but this crew is cool, man, and I must commend them. And of course, tonight we're at least 8 hours ahead of schedule in terms of system, the venue. Last year, this time, we're just putting up the stage. The stage is done, it's almost set and almost ready for tonight.
Yeah, so it's getting better and better every year, and we like that people are buying into the vision, because it's a vision. 5 years going, and I guess a lot more years to come. And we're trying to get the artists from the Caribbean to fuse obviously with the Belizean artists, because we have Super G, we have TR Shine, who is also on the show. Yeah. And Belizeans look forward to the show every year and support the vision. So we want to thank them from the bottom of our heart for coming to the shows every time.
And I'm sure that's part of the challenge when you're putting together the show, because it is Independence Day weekend, and people want to know that there's an appreciation for our Belizean talent, but also having something extra added. Yeah. So how do you balance it out?
Well, basically, we try to get our best Belizean acts to combine them with our international acts and put them on one stage. And every year, normally last year we had Ernestine, we had Coconut Boy. We try to mix it up. This year we have because of the schedule and the time, We have Super G and TR Shine. That's our addition to Kes and Rupee and Shal and Puffy and Patrice, who's coming in today. So that's our lineup for this year.
Is that the reason for the Culture Fest? Why a Culture Fest? What's the
We
motive
changed
behind
it to culture, and I must say that was Dalla's idea because we had jazz before.
It was jazz before.
So we tried the jazz thing. It wasn't really working out. And so we said, hey, Belize is a melting pot full of a lot of culture, and let's infuse our punta music. And we have artists that also sing reggae and stuff like that. So in shows to come, there might be a little twist and tweak. But the culture gives us that ability to twist and tweak. You understand?
The jazz was good, but you're just evolving.
Yeah, we could have you come sing next year.
Yeah. He was giving us a sample.
Tonight, man.
Eyes up, gone. All right?
Let's move it over here. And one of the things I find very interesting is how, as artists, you have decided to come a couple days before the actual show. You've been enjoying Belize. You were in Kikaker yesterday. You know, I'm sure your schedule is tight, and so it's a bit of a sacrifice coming in this early. But why is it important for you?
It's, you know, for us as well too. It's also flight scheduling, how it works. But we're not complaining. Last time the first time we actually were here for a week. And we went to, you know, we went to the Blue Hole, we went Alton Hub, we went a lot of places. And for a band like ours, we're explorers. We like to experience the vibe of a place. So by the time today comes around, you know, you feel a part of the energy. It's nothing beats that. You know, really just exploring in your own way, and exchanging with the vibration of the place. So I like to, you know, just go all over the place and explore, and the band feels the same way. So if you wanted to bring us up to this, I would not complain. It's all been good.
With sharks,
it's been good. Some sharks maybe.
Yeah, right, Rupee? You swam with the sharks, right?
You have a very good point. Generally, with most of the gigs we do, we try to get in as close to the gig as possible. Always on the hustle, always on the move. Me personally, to be honest with you, I like to leave home as late as possible because, you know, I have two little pumpkins, two little kids, you know. My daughter, she's 11 years old, my son is 6. And every little extra minute I could get to spare with them, you know, you can ask Hector, man, if it's supposed to leave a Thursday and the gig is a Saturday, I'm like, yo, heck, man, I gotta leave Saturday morning, brother. I can't come in Thursday because, you know, there's no greater time than family time, man. So I try to leave as close to the gig as possible. But, you know, by all means, when that instance comes around where you can come in, you know, experience, you know, the culture and the vibe and the atmosphere for a bit, I try to take advantage of it. But no sharks for me, though. I didn't do the shark thing.
Just the shark and bait. That's all you do, right?
I watch them on TV. I'm good watching them on Animal Planet. Respect. Hi, Sharky.
Isn't there a shark dance that's popular right now, too? But because when I think of artists coming in a couple days ahead of time, you get to learn about the culture, you get to learn about the people, you get to learn some of the language and even some of the dances, you know. I just want to find out how that impacts your performance on stage. When you know how a Belizean talk or Belizean dance or what they eat.
I tend to listen exactly, you know, sight, sound, taste, you know, the Belizean rice and peas and the stewed chicken. And it's a different, I love the variety that the Caribbean has to offer. Everybody has, we're very similar, but yet there's something that is different. So I just tend to look for those things. Sometimes it takes, you know, longer to grasp a culture than others. I'm still trying to figure out some dances and, you know, what things Belizeans say and all of those things. But at the end of the day, you leave with something. You know, I don't force it, but I just allow it to, you know, just to be inspired.
So you haven't learned a Belizean phrase as yet?
You need to teach me something right now.
You've been hanging out with these guys the whole while and you don't learn a Belizean phrase? Have you, Rupee?
I haven't, you know, and what's interesting, it's so interesting you should say that. Like, most of the territories we go to, they're always saying that it's synonymous with the culture and with the place we go to. And I've been listening to you guys for one, but there's nothing that I've heard you say repeatedly that I could really latch on to, you know? Some
no standout yet.
No standout yet.
Yeah. Caribbean.
I think the reason for that is because you guys don't have your fried jack yet.
Fried jack?
There you go. Hear that word back.
What's that?
Fried jack.
Fry what?
Fried jack.
Fried jack.
No, because you know, like in Trinidad, it's, oh God, Ole, oh God, no man, you mustn't do that. And then yeah, Jamaica is, Jamaica's what go on, my, Barbados is what going on, buddy, you know, that's all bread. Banner, and Guyana is, oh God, banner, you do PSR, banner.
Belize are like, what up, boy?
What up, boy? What up, boy?
Well, I think some of the uniquely Belizean sayings we can't say on TV, so we'll tell those guys to tell you afterwards, right?
Yeah. Like if you don't know what you're doing, but you last, my boy.
Last. Okay.
But one of the things I wanted to know from you, Rupe, while Kes has been here for your third time, I wanted to know, with the span of time that you've been here, what do you say to your friends when you get back about Belize? What stands out most to you?
I definitely would say from if you're into ecotourism, you know, from the research I've been doing, from what I've been seeing, you know, the energy that's on the ground and the vibe that the whole team has been speaking about. Definitely ecotourism seems to be a massive part of what Belize is about. So by all means, if that's your vibe, this is certainly a place for you to come to. Food-wise, that's another thing. We've been to Tavern most of the times. Big respect to all the Tavern, massive. But I would like to leave here and go to my friends and say, listen, man, when I was in Belize, I had this, I had that. So I think Omar,
Food will be in the next time.
But definitely ecotourism.
We plan to let them go and sample the hoodoo.
And there'll be live drumming.
Coconut milk.
And you learn the punta, since you said you haven't learned it.
Of course, we know about punta. You know, I've met Super G a few times, and punta music has been kind of there on the radar. And I would like to see a lot more Caribbean inclusion of punta. I mean, you look at things like your location, of course, Belize is here and the Caribbean is at this side, and at the same time, the music has not, I would say punta has not reached Trinidad in a full form yet, but we need to find ways to try and you know, just cross-pollinate.
Punta rock, right?
Punta rock, what's that? But there's the traditional punta that you can also hear with the drumming especially. But what about thoughts on working with Belizean artists?
That's always something that I look forward to. Every time I go to a place, I always ask, you know, the promoters or people that I've known and say, you know, what's popping, what's happening, you know, any young, what are you all doing with respect to music development, and how could we be a part of that, you know? One thing for me is that I work on vibe, so it's like, you know, if it's real, it's real, you know? So I just go with an open mind and see if I could be inspired, you know?
Excellent.
And it happens, you know, sometimes it does and sometimes we wait.
Now, what's the appeal in coming to Belize for a performance, for a return performance, and for your first time after several tries?
The appeal for me naturally is to explore a new territory, you know. If anybody who knows Rupee, they know certainly that that's always been a big part of my mission, you know, taking soca music to territories that it hasn't been exposed to, that, you know, it hasn't necessarily ever been to. I mean, just in this last year or two alone, very fortunate and blessed to have been to China, was in Colombia, Bogota, also Honduras, Roatan. Just recently came from India for the first time, which was an absolutely amazing experience on all levels, you know. So for me, specifically being the first time, you know, being exposed to the culture, to the vibe, to the energy for the first time, after hearing about Belize for so long, because my dad was actually in the military, the British Army, and he had spent some time here in Belize. So you never know, I might be at the show and a youth might come and say, hey, my brother, I'm in brother. What will you say? Hey, what you say? What boy, Rupee? You're my brother. Yeah, man. So
what's up, Brits?
Yeah, what's up, Brits? Hey, what's up?
You like Caribbean culture?
Yes, sir.
You never know, so it's definitely...
See, we have so much in common.
It's intriguing. First time specifically, and you know, as you were talking about the music, first thing I do before I hit the territory, technology is a blessing. Jump online, top 10 Belizean songs of all time, artists, and Super G. His name definitely keeps coming up.
Last year to hear. You hear a lot of
man. So I'm looking forward to seeing him on stage.
Well, for me, I mean, I know the place. I have a vibe for the place. I just excited to really just be back and And like Belizeans treat us so well. Like it's a very, very warm culture. Like everywhere we go, everything that we've been doing, it's the promoters, you all have been taking good care of us, big up the Sarge and the team. You know, and just always looking out for us and making sure we have a full experience. And you know, that means a lot to us. We're really on the road traveling so much. So to really come and get that warm treatment is something that I look forward to. And I had to say, I had to be real, I had to talk with respect to the band. They love Belizean Coca-Cola. So they come here for the Coca-Cola. They're like,
sugar. That's what it is.
More sugar.
It's or sugar.
It's you know, but it's definitely unique, man. I really want to know.
There you go. Those are the little surprises we love to hear.
Yeah, it is quite different, and it tastes different. I like it. It's good.
But tell us about the first time you went on stage in Belize. Did you prepare Rupee for that? What the Belizean audience is like versus what you're accustomed to?
It's full energy, like full participation, full vibes. I know you know, I would say Soca has been coming years to Belize. But I still think there's a growth in the interest in Soca. It's been, and not just in Belize, but around the world. And I feel that every time I come and perform here with respect to what people know, the songs that people know, how people participate, the energy. I remember last time as well, the energy being off the roof. We had something was up with the system at the time, and we had to, I remember I took one of the monitors and I spin it around to the crowd because the outside speakers But the people did not move, they did not party, they partied, they still had a great time. You know, in other places it may have been, you know, I probably would take the brunt of it. But at the end of the day, they understood that we were dealing with technical difficulties, but still enjoyed. And to me, that means a lot to me. You know, it says a lot.
That's a fascinating observation because I think we can all agree. Belize, we're late bloomers when it comes to soca fans, soca music. We followed a lot of the oldest for a very long time. And now there is a great interest. We're hearing it year round. And you know, Rupee mentioned something, and I think it's key. We talk about spreading our own Belizean music beyond the borders, but soca music has been taking off globally as well. And I want to ask, you know, as artists, what that's like. You have, I was telling them about Olatunji being on Britain's Got Talent. You know, Michelle has been out internationally as well, and now there is a demand. What is it like for you, taking it beyond the Caribbean?
It's an interesting journey for me because, again, I've been very blessed and fortunate to have been in the game for quite some time. I've had a major label record deal with Atlantic Records, Warner Music, major publishing deal with Sony ATV Music Publishing. It's still my publisher. And as you know, Tempted to Touch was Billboard Hot 100. And also Do the Damn Thing. So two Billboard Hot 100 singles under the belt. The thing about it, though, which is quite interesting, is that despite the tools available to artists now, you know, when Tempted to Touch was on Billboard, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have Spotify, we didn't have Apple Music, all of these tools available to artists now that they can make a song literally last night and have it ready for 7 billion plus people in the world within 24 hours and even sell it and even get a large percentage of that money for themselves. The tools are much more powerful. If you look at the Billboard charts, the influence on mainstream American artists of Caribbean music is undeniable. I mean, Ed Sheeran's song, as far as I'm concerned, Shape of You, it's a soca vibe. That's a Caribbean vibe. If you listen to everything that it's coming out, a lot of Drake's music, heavily influenced by Caribbean music, whether it be dancehall, soca, that snare, that mental snare, pa, 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 tum, pa, tum, right? You see some artists complaining about it, they don't feel good about it, it's cultural appropriation and culture vultures and stuff like that. I tend to feel completely differently about it. I think there's no greater time in the world to be a Caribbean artist, to make that music. Because the interesting thing is that since Tempted to Touch, which was, that was 2006, 2007. No soca song has penetrated the Billboard charts, you know, and I think the guys are definitely doing, you know, very, very positive things in terms of where the direction of the music is going, but I think it's something you really have to ask yourself, why is this happening? You know, why are the Ed Sheerans and, you know, reggae music to a lesser extent impacting, whereas for soca music it's been 10, 15 years, you know?
I think the history of our genre, you know, it's been the boat has come again. Because it's been since Calypso, Harry Belafonte, going up the chain. Every decade had a time when, hey, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I think
so close.
Yeah, and I think that now is a time again. I think this is a different time than before, and I'm really happy to see it in my lifetime. Yeah. You know, the years we're tempted to touch, that was also a time. Kevin Little, Rupee at that point in time. Yeah. This time, as he said, there's a lot more. There's a more united front that's happening right now. It's not just the artists. It's producers been getting some good lengths. The guy did a lot of songs with Tuesday and Rock, Stress Away, all these songs. Just got a co-write platinum record with David Guetta and J-Lo and First Class. Big up to First Class. Yeah. But what I'm saying is a lot of these little victories are happening. Small fires are being planted everywhere, and not just. And of course, you need the acceptance of the beat and the vibration, and sometimes it takes a Ed Sheeran and a Diplo and all these people to carry places that we can't readily carry it just yet. I just think it's a matter of time that something real sustainable happens, but it depends on what we do with our blessings. Yeah. So when we receive, what we do with it to maintain and make it grow is up to us.
Don't do anything with it.
Exactly, which has been done before. You know what I mean?
There's no better time. Specifically, as I said, right now especially.
Yeah, it's right.
Because it's been proven that the world is ready to embrace this music and absorb it. So
like some would say, the world is not wrong anymore, it's flat. Because I me as a hip-hop artist can go and I find a Rupee or I find a Kes and I was like, yo, I want to collab with this person.
It's just
a conversation.
And everybody's on the hunt for what's most unique as well. So with the little taste that's out, it's time for you guys to provide the full meal.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. The full experience. You know,
people gravitate to things that are very catchy, and things that are very catchy comes from the artist. Like for instance, the Tempted to Touch, that the sound of it, and the fact that you could actually you could dance comfortably with that. And then the hello, everybody goes, look, my mother-in-law gone nuts last night. You were going to be on the show. You guys were going to be on the show. But it comes
Did they have a challenge to tell you to sing the hello back to Kes?
No, I was ironing at the time, so I...
Do you just have people walking by on the street and going, hello? Hello?
That's right.
Do you answer them back?
Sometimes I just say hi.
We didn't know you.
I mean, like, you know, it's crazy. That everybody does that, and they'll be like, do you believe that you were the only person who did this today? You're actually 564th person. But it's blessings. It's all good. You know, so cool.
But have you ever had like a surprising fan moment? Either one of you.
Any one of you.
Just one where you're like, whoa.
Definitely some we can't speak about on here.
The ones that are appropriate for live television,
I've had some it's in Trinidad in particular, man. There's a guy down there, his name is Chris, who actually looks, he's identical to me at the time. Because you gotta understand, I've been going to Trinidad is like home to me. I've been going there since 1996. And I found out I was at Trinidad Carnival, you know, and a couple parties, and there was this instance where girls were looking at me with a vexed face, right? Yeah. You know, like looking at me, screw, you know what I mean? Like, I'm standing there, I'm feeling the energy, you know, and it compelled me to go over on numerous occasions and say, excuse me, you know, I've observed that you're standing here, I'm feeling a real negative energy from you, you know, I'm just curious as to why you seem to feel this way. And the girls like, and this is different girls on different occasions, oh God, you stand me up now. You're supposed to meet me, you ain't meet me up, you leave me out to dry.
You sure you
like,
is this a real Chris or a fictional Chris?
This is serious, man. I'm like, but with all due respect, you know, I don't believe we've ever, you know, communicated before. How you gonna say that? You talk to me, you say you're gonna meet me. I'm like, no, it wasn't me. It was definitely not me. Only to find out, you know, I'm in insomnia one day, standing up, and Hoppy, the, you know, the Hyper Hopper, massive personality in Trinidad, he said, Rupee, come now, man, come now. Stand up right there. I'm standing up, and he brings this guy next to me. His name is Chris. The guy looks identical to me. People are coming up. they see both of us. It's like they've seen a double. They don't know who to come to. They're going to this guy here. They're coming to me at some points in time. And it was then I got to find out, the guy actually, he plays along with it, man. And when he's out with his friends, Hoppy in particular, because, he likes foolishness. He's like, hey, Rupee, boy, what you doing, boy? And yeah, man, so I'm sure on a few occasions, man, he has, made some arrangements. Maybe the girls,
Under Rupee's name.
Under my name. So, yeah, those have been really, really weird
does
moments.
it, he says it's Chris.
Yeah, but I know for a fact why they might have been disappointed, because it wouldn't have been the case if it was a real So Chris, you gotta step up the game, bro.
Good boy, cross Caribbean, good.
Chris, bro.
This man.
All right, Kes, let's hear your fun moment.
I would, it's a range of experiences that we would have, again, some that we could say and some that we can't. But this, fans have to realize, and supporters, that we exchange in a sense of, I give you experiences, but you give me experiences as well that shape my life. There was a time, it's a little heavy, but it was, it was very significant. There was a time that, I was really feeling sort of out of it. We do all types of music, but I felt I was feeling as if, I wanted to do more. I wanted to do more things, and I was just, kind of frustrated. Maybe I always reach there. I said, let me just go out and just have a good time and just forget about things for a second. And I pulled up in a parking lot, sun was rising. I was still feeling out of it. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna think. I got a call. The phone rang on an unknown number. I usually don't answer it. It was a while ago, so cell phones were still probably new. Picked it up, and this voice on the other line said, I was gonna take my life today, and your song stopped me. I just wanted to tell you thanks. And I was in silence for at least, some time, and I just realized that the music wasn't about me, and I'm just a vessel for this, and I have to just accept that role and understand that. And I ended up meeting him 10 years later, and it's somebody that really changed their direction. There's certain people in my life, and he was there at that right point in time, and I'm glad I was there at that point in time too. Wow. So,
and the perfect timing for you too.
It was for both, and a lot of people don't realize that we are all human beings here. You may watch somebody on stage or in the movies or whatever, and we're the same human beings experiencing life just as everybody.
And a range of emotions.
True.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Now, and that's what I want to ask. So you got your performance coming up tonight. We're blessed you guys had an early start with us as well. You create music, but getting out on stage, it has to be the best part. When you go out and you present it and everybody's singing your music back to you, dancing. Yeah. What's your favorite part of a live performance?
I love the uniqueness of a crowd. The fact that you never know what a crowd is going to come with. You know our team, we know what we're about, we know the energy that we're going to put, but there's always that unpredictable factor that you don't know what a crowd energy is going to bring to you. And I just look forward to that. We really vibrate on a level on stage that anything could be going on before or after. But once we're there, we home. The moment is that moment,
Yeah, it's definitely that exchange of energy, that reciprocity, that knowing that you are going onto a stage, and you're seeing an expression on people's faces that's like no other. Whatever bit of depression they might be going through, whatever stress they might have in their life, you have taken them out of it for that moment through your music. In some instances through a little idea that started in a bedroom in Barbados.
Yes.
That materialized into a song and manifested and spread all across the world. And there's a power in it. It's hard to even describe in words because it crosses all boundaries, all language boundaries, all cultural boundaries, and Kes could attest to this, I've been to places where English is not a word spoken, Japan, same India, and people in the crowd sing the songs word for word from beginning to end.
Or something that sounds like it.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
There's a power in it that, you can't take for granted. You constantly have to ask yourself, to be reminded of the fact that this can be taken away from you at any time, because it's a very powerful tool to have. And unfortunately, there are a lot of artists who don't understand that. They don't appreciate it. They're not cognizant of it, But I'm one who has a powerful and good team around me, and I ask the Almighty every day to constantly remind me of that fact, to cherish and always be aware of that power.
So for you, being that he knows exactly what to expect later on, third time around, this man knew he knew. But for you, what are you expecting, or what do you want, or what would you want from your folks for tonight?
I never go out onto a stage with expectations, you know. I say my prayer before I touch the stage. I ask God to, you know, give me the power and the strength to uplift the people I'm about to face to 1,000% of my ability. I ask that he guides and protects everybody present here and after the show. And, you know, I just try to go and give an honest account of myself.
Yeah.
And as I said, you know, fortunately for me, 99.999% of the times it's been positive. And that's where that reciprocity happens, and where I exchange energy and I get inspired to write and create and do what I do. You know, and I give thanks for that, you know. But I never go out and say, tonight I want, you know, create a decibel level of this and, you know, we can go out shore, you know what I mean? It's just a vibe, as Kes says, man. It's an energy and a vibe.
So we have to bring it, and you guys will too.
It could be 10 people, 1,000.
I think you have to humble yourself to the moment. If you don't humble yourself to the moment, you can't receive it.
Excellent.
I have a question to ask. We had you know, you guys, I'm sure you've done your research, or these guys have told you, we were a Byron Lee era for a very long time.
My
very,
God.
very long time.
Years.
We had Askabi here the other day. He loves Belize. And what's changed for soca music a lot, I think, is a lot of the instructional dancing. We haven't been getting the moves, what we should do with the song. You think we'll ever start to see some of this again?
I think again, too, there's different styles.
Yeah.
Soca music from the Southern Caribbean, and going up the islands, you would find different people. But Byron Lee was definitely in charge, well, I know, of Belize, but of all the islands around Jamaica. And they didn't have the internet to know, well, there's this and there's that.
Yes.
So the style in Trinidad, I would say, is you would have a dance tune, one or two dance tunes, but generally it's not based on that. Byron Lee actually probably created that aspect of soca, you know, but it's not, I would say, the 360 experience of what soca is, you know. So I think it's a balance, you know, that's for me.
Interesting.
You want to dance?
You look at Jamaica, I mean, it's interesting because at the same time, Jamaica is completely, you know, saturated with dance-oriented tunes, you know, and it has been, but I mean, tunes, you know, look at Ding Dong and Idonia and these dudes, all them dances. I love it. I love that element of it, you know.
I think people sometimes kind of want to know what they're supposed to do. Look at the Drake challenge. It didn't even come from Drake.
But then sometimes, and the beauty about soca is that you do what you want.
You don't even have to be a good dancer.
No, it's not, there's no like, and that's the difference. You just say Caribbean carnivals, like Brazil carnivals, in a sense of, or parades, you know, in a sense, you have to be a part of a samba school and you have to do, which is nice and great as well. But then there's something cool about playing a mass. Your masses is my mass.
Exactly.
You know,
everybody must know for doing a little wine.
However your wine is, you know. Do your thing, you know. Once you're feeling nice about yourself, we have accomplished what we came to.
A little wine never hurt nobody.
I knew somebody had to sing it if we said it, right?
So in terms of tickets and things for tonight, how are we set?
We said you could get your tickets at all the Pink Boutique location, the Cellular World, the T-shirt factory, Loans to Go. Those are the locations in the city and courts countrywide. And of course, general is $40, VIP and paint and powder is $125, and limited platinum, I'm not even sure if we have any more platinum, is $225, but we urge you to go out and get your tickets. Patrice is coming in today because a lot of people is wondering, where's Patrice? Her daughter celebrated her birthday, so she decided to stay with her. She's coming in today. Shal Marshall is probably still sleeping. I think Puffy just got up. These guys were last night. And the venue is set, so people will urge you to come early. And maybe Omar could just
I just want
on the entrance and so forth.
I just want to add also the out district people. So if you're in the west side, especially Belmopan, you can check Medicare Pharmacy Plus and then Royal Cuts Barbershop in San Ignacio. and Dangriga Culture Capital. You could check Kush Barber Shop there for tickets as well. But we want to take this opportunity to let people know that we're trying to fine-tune this machine. So last year we had some hiccups at the gate. This year we're going to be fixing that. And so in terms of getting people to their respective gates, we want you to follow the signs, and we'll have people posted at different points along the way guiding you. So you know that's like a little mini ring road. I'm from Belmopan, so it's like a mini ring road situation going there around the track. So if you're coming and somebody has a platinum ticket and they're bringing some people who are going to be in general or VIP, please just go and drop them at their respective gate, and then you come to your platinum gate, because if you come with those people in the vehicle to try and get in, they won't be able to get in. And it's going to be a distance for them to get to that, that
drop
spot.
them off first,
so just work with us and get your people to the respective gates so that the traffic flow will be very easy going in, and early arrival is suggested.
And our people will have on, like for general, they will have on a hat that mark general, a hat will mark VIP, paint and powder, and a hat will mark platinum, so you can.
So you know where to go.
You know where to go. You know where to go.
All right. And so what's the best time to head out there?
I would say 6 o'clock. I think maybe by 10:30, 11, because platinum people will park in the Marion Jones, and now we'll open the side street for VIP only, and it's first come, first serve. So we urge you to come early.
All right, cool.
All right, and security?
Yeah, well, security. You can see over there. We don't need not more than
no, can't dance on a Monday.
Top-notch, you know, and it's, we're trying to put together a great production for everybody, because there's a science to this, and everybody. We usually sit down, and myself and Dalla, when this one finishes, we're on the next one. So it's from then that he picked up the phone when we finished last year with Michelle and said, hey, start working on Kes.
I told him
that's my job.
Yeah.
That's my job. I get out and I contact people and I talk. Hector can tell you we go back and forth, but it's business, and it's all about building relationships. So for us to get somebody like Kes, it's an honor to have him here, and somebody like Rupee is also an honor.
You didn't have to twist their arm at all, you know.
Not really. But for Rupee, I make it a point to go to Hollywood Carnival every year, because Marshall is my boy and I go out there. And I saw him on stage. I was actually standing on stage. And when he started, I was like, but I know that song. I know that song. I know that song. Oh, it's him. And so I came back and I told him, hey, when I went to Hollywood, Rupee tear up the place. His performance was the only one that I took away from that entire thing, and so I said I have to get him. I have to get him to come. And of course, Patrice came to the first Soca and Culture, and we have Charles Marshall now, who has the big song, and so I reached out and I got everybody. So it's like we're trying to cater. Everybody gets their piece and what they like when they come for September 20th.
And before we go. At about 12 midnight, we'll be doing the drawing of the $10,000 from Belikin.
From Belikin,
So actually, just before his performance, $10,000. There's 5 drawings before that. And they'll be taking care of everything. So you'll
have one extra happy person dancing in front of you, most likely. All right, so the show is tonight. Anything else you guys want to say before we close off? Why Belizeans should come out?
Just come out and we have a good time. You don't see each other often. So, so come out and jam with us. A long time I see you. Let's have a good time tonight.
First time for me. I definitely want to thank the promoters. The guys are doing an exceptional job. Immaculate professionalism from beginning to end. As they said, you know, to have artists of this magnitude here, it definitely means something. Kes The Band, Charles Marshall, Patrice, you know, Super G. You know, to a lesser extent myself. No, but honestly, I mean, it's really a beautiful thing to see, man. You're talking about the creme de la creme of a genre that's definitely taken over the world. So hats off to the guys. By what I've seen so far, I anticipate tonight it's going to be a phenomenal event, for sure.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. Of course, it takes place tonight at Marion Jones Sporting Complex. And as you said, anywhere, Pink Boutique.
Pink Boutique, Loans to Go, Quartz, the T-shirt factory, and of course all the Cellular World outlets across the country.
Right, get your ticket and come on out and have a great time. We got to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, if you're looking for your patriotic gear to wear, we're going to have the guys behind Cultural Apparel coming up, so stay tuned.
Cause whole night we jam.